Long Island Sports Network Game of the Week. This afternoon we come to you from West Islip High School, where the West Islip Lions get set to take on the East Islip Redmen for the League 3 championship. I'm Walt Farrell along with Mike Sutherly. Mike, so many factors going into this game, I don't know where to start.
Well, it is the game of the year in Suffolk County. East Islip, West Islip, nothing more really needs to be said, but throw in an added bonus. This is for the League 3 championship. Both schools 5-0, both schools 4-0 in League 3. The rivalry dates back, but in the 1980s, East Islip has beaten West Islip 3 of the last 4.
Along with all those factors, today's game has an added kick. For more on that, let's go over to Jimmy Cavallo.
Thank you, Walter. You know, with all the key factors in this game today, the most important one might be this little baby right here, the field goal kicking tee. Skip Thomas, the lefty for West Islip, and Mike Strazzeri for East Islip, two guys who feel very comfortable kicking from the 40-plus range. If it comes down to it, either one of these guys can hit the big one. As for this huge rivalry today, well, you know what they say. The two toughest guys on the block, sooner or later, they're going to fight. Should be fun. Back to Walt and Mike.
Sitting at home, you might think that this game's coming to you from Miami. Late October, temperature in the 70s. We've had great weather all season long.
Absolutely. Another 5 straight weeks of great weather.
And this one's going to be a good one. League championship on the line. Coming up, East Islip versus West Islip. Officials working today's game. There you see referee Joe Grady. He'll be working the game along with umpire Mike Scalera, linesman Larry Datz, line judge Wayne Eaton. 85, Mike Johnstone intercepted a pass for a touchdown last week against Central Islip. #1 player on the EID, 27 by his side, of course, the #1 man on the offense, triple threat Mike Strazzeri. West Islip captains on the field, Jamie Delgado, Pat Wallace, and Mike Seward.
And we look at Sal Ciampi pacing the sidelines, and the keys to the game as far as East Islip goes, they are a run-first, pass-second team. Sal's looking to get into good field position today. He's got one of the best field goal kickers in the county. We talked about that at the top. And that is the last key, and you'll see it on the West Islip side too. The last kick wins, hopefully, for East Islip for Sal Ciampi. Now, so far as West Islip goes, they're at home today. What they're trying to do is get Pat Wallace back into the offensive scheme of things. It's been 3 weeks since Wallace has cracked 100 yards. He's had some fumbling problems. And the West Islip offense has been in the doldrums. They've only scored 2 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks, so they're looking to get psyched. And again, the last kick could win. And I watched Skip Thomas in practice. This kid was kicking him from 40 plus with room to spare.
If there's an emotional edge to today's game, might go to West Islip, at least in the beginning, for 2 reasons. #1, they are the home team, and #2, they lost possibly their top defensive player 2 weeks ago to a major knee injury, Steve Maletti. Maletti spoke yesterday at the pep rally, and since that time, this West Islip football team has been super psyched. Once again, you got to look at the referees for today's game. Skip Thomas, #10. Set to kick off.
Walt, you were talking about Steve Maletti and the impact he has on this football team. Wayne Charant was telling me before the game, you can replace a kid physically on the football field. You'll always have 11 players, but it's that mental attitude. He was the emotional leader of this team. They're going to have to find somebody to pick up that slack.
Redmond receive. Steve Swartz takes it near his goal line. You got to look at the foot of Thomas. Swartz ridden down by Pat Rawl. We will see Rawl this afternoon as a running back, but right there, nice defensive play. Got to look at the EI offense. Man to watch, #27, Mike Strazzeri, will handle the ball probably 20-25 times today. Kevin Young, Frank Lavero, Mike Johnstone, receivers. Keith Perry, the QB. Strazzeri gets it out to the 26-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Redmen. Offensive line, Keith Williams. Matt Johnstone, yes, Mike and Matt are brothers. Patrick Walsh, 6'9", 260 pounds. Mike, I think you said once, guys that big don't need numbers. You know who they are. And you see him right there in the middle of your screen, 78. Frank Lavera got 2 yards before he was taken down. East Islip will be faced with a 3rd and 5. West Islip defense, Tommy Powers, Brian Russo on the ends. They've got some size up front, namely Joe Fenlon, Jason Cohen. At the corners, a lot of experience there. Pat Wallace, Dennis Finnegan. And the secondary, Mike Seward, Simeon Charant. Ferry needs a first down, needs to get to the 34. We've got a flag down.
Flag by number 33, Pumpty. There is a flag on the play.
Could be a holding penalty against East Islip.
Preliminary sign is holding against East Islip.
And that's what it is, a holding penalty against East Islip. And Wayne Charant will decline the penalty. There you see Wayne. Wayne's breaking out a new white cap for this game, huh?
Give you an idea how beautiful it is this afternoon. Again, October 26th, Long Island. You wouldn't expect the temperatures to be in the 70s, but it has been all week. Wallace takes it in at his 45, gets a yard. And we will now see the Lions on offense.
So Mike Justeri kicked the ball for East Islip. Mike is not going to leave the field today. He's going to kick, he's going to place kick, he's going to run back kicks, he's going to run back punts, he's going to play offense, he's going to play defense.
The backfield for West Islip again. Pat Wallace, man to watch, 43. Like Strazzeri, he will get the ball most of the time for West Islip. Quarterback Simeon Charant, son of head coach Wayne. Rawl gets the first carry, finds a seam, crosses midfield down to the East Islip 48. It's Rawl who made the tackle on the opening kickoff. Offensive line, again, some size. Joe Fenlon, Jason Cohn, Steve Bussa, Jamie Delgado, and Mark Harris. Second and 6. West Islip needs to get to the 43 for a first down. Wallace turned it back inside, and he may have it. Redmond defense, anchored by Keith Williams, Mike Johnston, Tom Costarelli. On the ends, Frank Lavero, Bobby Kane. The corners, Kevin Young. Safety, Steve Swartz. Strazzeri plays the free safety. Lions did pick up the first down.
Well, ball control a key for both teams. We mentioned it in the East Islip side of things, but Wayne Charant doesn't want to pass the football all that much either. There you look at Wayne's son, Simeon, listed at 6'2" on the roster, but he looks a lot bigger than that. He looks about 6'3", 6'4". And Wayne will throw the football. West Islip will throw the ball more than East Islip, but both teams are run first and pass second. We saw last week, Patrick Medford, they are pass first and run about, I don't know, third or fourth. Maybe they'll punt in between.
West Islip has had some trouble scoring the past few weeks. Did not score a touchdown, though they did beat Whitman last week, 8-6. Had the one touchdown against CI 2 weeks ago. Rawl up the middle, down to the 40.
Third down and 7 now for West Islip. And you take a look, averaging 258 yards total offense per game. But you see graphically displayed 202 of that is rushing. So they are a run-first football team.
3rd and 7 from the 42. Charant, sideline for Wallace, not there. Lions forced to punt. Andy Pupke will handle the punting duties for West Islip. He'll let it go from about midfield. Strazzeri watches it, hoping it bounces into the end zone, and it does go in. Redmond will start once again from the 20-yard line.
Well, just what you would expect in the early going, both teams playing it for field position. There you see Sal Champy. Might be wondering why Sal Champy is wearing a blue outfit. His team is strictly red. They are the Redmen, but Sal says he wears that blue outfit because he wants his players to be able to recognize who he is on the sidelines. It's not enough to hear Sal Champy. He wants to know, I am the head football coach. I am Sal Champy. I am the one calling the plays. Chances are, if Sal's yelling at you on the far sidelines, you'll know him whether he's wearing red or blue.
Strazzeri, right side, puts the shoulder down, knocks Mike Seward back a couple of yards. Strazzeri gets it out to the 27. It'll be 2nd and 3. Yeah, Mike, hard to believe that a fellow who's been head coach for 21 years, the players wouldn't know who he was if they looked over on the sideline. Early in the game, 7:47 remaining, first quarter.
Got a chance to see Jason Cohen there, number 72, with the number 52 on his helmet. That's for Steve Maletti.
Some smiling faces on the sidelines. This is homecoming, but you don't need homecoming for a big crowd for this game. You got West versus East. That says it all.
And you can tack on to that 4 Rutgers Cups, 8 league championships, 5 conference championships for Sal Champy. An incredible run at East Islip.
Strazzeri stopped at the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle, Andy Pupke. Charlie de Blasio also at the bottom of the pile. Redmond faced with a 2nd and 9.
You also might notice on the West Islip helmets, there's a number 83 on that. That's for Eric Christensen, who played here at West Islip in 1988 and died in a car accident. They have a monument to him on the far side of the field, and all 3 captains walk hand in hand and pray at the monument before each and every home game.
Ferry sideline. As his man, still going to be well short of a first down.
Pass complete. Tackle made by Dennis Finnegan. Balls out to the East Islip.
West Islip athletic director and former head coach Jack Bradish, who's been in a lot of these wars in years past, going back to the 70s. Number 81 you saw for West Islip, that's the manager, Pete Schreiber, and that's his job. Get this crowd psyched. Ferry pumps, looking long. Sideline for Kevin Young, overthrew him.
Well, the pump fake was good, but the pass wasn't by Ferry. If he was on target, Young might have gone a long way on that play. Now another punting situation for East Islip. I mean, this is what you expect from these two schools. I mean, the defenses on both sides are very good. And East Islip's got 3 shutouts this year.
Strazzeri lets it fly from the 26, short punt. And it dies on the West Islip 34.
Wallace takes no chances. In this type of football game, one mistake could really bury you. You're not going to see a lot of points this afternoon. At least you shouldn't. West Islip has not given up more than 7 points all year. East Islip has only allowed 14 points in 5 games.
EI started the season 3 straight shutouts.
Timeout on the field, West Islip.
Lions have to call a timeout. Let's check in with Jimmy Cavallo.
You know, Mother Nature must be a Suffolk County football fan. Seems like every Saturday, beautiful weather. Here we are a week before November. Did you ever think you'd be wearing shorts a week before November?
No, it's beautiful out here.
Oh man, the biggest game of the year, and we got the great weather. Back to Walt and Mike.
The Willard Scott of Cablevision.
I wonder if it's going to last through the county championship.
We got to get Jimmy some maps or something, you know, get him some graphics. Let him point out cold fronts.
He's got too much hair for Willard. We are scoreless in the first quarter. You see Wayne Charant, 11th year as head coach of West Islip Lions.
Talk about the tradition of these two schools. In the 1980s, 3 of the 10 Rutgers Cups in the 80s won by these two schools. East Islip in 80 and 82, and then Wayne Charant's team winning in 85.
We are set to go. First down for the Lions at their own 34. Pat Rawl, left side, nowhere. Tommy Costarelli wrapped him up around the ankles.
We're getting a little different look at Pat Rawl this week than we saw 2 weeks ago against Central Islip. Against the Musketeers, they were running Rawl up the middle as the fullback. Now they're pitching him the football. A different wrinkle thrown in by Wayne Charant for this game. I mean, Wayne runs so many formations, and Sal was talking about that during the week.
Rawl, the lone back. Charant. Oh, knocked away. Steve Schwartz.
Broken up by number 22, Steve Schwartz. Brings up the third of the left.
Another step and Steve Schwartz would have been gone.
That was a nice play, though. He had to extend out and get one hand on the football.
Blue right, 89.
Now what, Coach?
Checking in with the play, Tony Figueroa.
It's a great sideline shot there. You saw Wayne standing on the sidelines talking to one of his receivers before he's going in. He took a big breath and said, all right, let's run this.
Charant upstairs again. In trouble. Over the middle. Picked off Strazzeri. Strazzeri at the West Islip 40. Great job by the EI secondary.
First turnover of the football game, and it comes East Islip's way.
Charant had some time.
He had some time, and yes, we are about 8 minutes in, and we have our first tomahawk chop on the far sidelines from the East Islip fans.
All over the county. Everyone into the Braves chop. On first down.
Take a look at it again. As Walt said, Charant has got the time to throw the football. Gets a little happy feet there, then rolls out and simply overthrows his man. Strazzeri in the right place at the right time.
With the incomplete pass, Redmond faced with a 2nd and 10. Just outside the 35 for West Islip.
Strazzeri, the center fielder on the baseball team, playing center field in the backfield.
Ferry on the option, puts his head down, got up to the 31-yard line, then pushed back by a wave of blue shirts. Brian Russo, Mike Seward, Simeon Charant all in on the stop.
Big discrepancy in quarterback size today. Keith Ferry for East Islip, only 5'9", 155 pounds, and a senior. Simeon Charant, 6'2", and he looks bigger, 180 pounds. So contrasting styles here today.
See number 70 there on your screen. That is Vin Livera. Vin goes 6'5", 295. In motion, Frank Livero. On the draw, Strazzeri wrapped up, taken down. Tommy Powers. What we've seen so far, Mike, on both sides of the ball, some fundamental tackling. We saw Costarelli wrap up Pat Rawl before. That time, Powers, West Islip, takes the legs away from Mike Strazzeri. We have our first field goal attempt. It will be for 47. Mike Strazzeri had 51-yarder versus Velport.
Whoa! Whoa, baby!
Excuse me, crossbar. I'm going over.
47-yard field goal, Mike Strazzeri.
Knocked on the door and walked in. Mike Strazzeri's field goal. Question was it far enough?
Well, how many teams in the county would go for a field goal of 47 yards? Shows you the confidence that he has in his leg. And there's the kick by Strazzeri. And look at this. Just sneaks over. Great kick.
Fantastic. 47 yards. He's been doing it throughout his high school career.
There you take your off team for West Islip, number 24 Steve Nyrode, number 21 Patrick Roll, and number 42 Patrick Wallace.
And it will be Strazzeri kicking off.
He's not going to leave the field all day.
With 2:43 remaining in the first quarter, Redmond on the board. 3-0. Back deep, Wallace, and Wallace takes it at his 3-yard line. Wallace gets out to the 27.
West Islip 28-yard line, return of 23 yards.
Well, let's talk a little bit about kicking and the kicking tradition at East Islip. They've had some great kickers. Had Johnny Biscup, who's now playing up in Syracuse, Don McCauley, who holds the East Islip record, 53-yard field goal. Don called Sal this year and said, look, don't let Strazzeri kick the ball from 54 or 55. I want one more record at East Islip. And Sal tells me the first thing his team does when they walk onto the practice field is kick. That's the emphasis he places on the kicking game.
Wallace hits the line and goes nowhere.
I would say for about 60 or 70% of high school football teams, kicking is an afterthought.
Sure.
It's the thing we do at the end of practice. We'll run a couple extra points, and if we have to, we'll go for 2, because in high school football, you've got the 2-point conversion. But it is a very important part of the game.
I don't ever recall in the years we've been doing the games now of both teams having exceptional kickers. Once in a while, you come across one team that has a very good kicker. Earlier in the season, we saw Smithtown's Jay Zimmerman kick a 40-yard field goal to win a game for them. Of course, Todd Sauerbrunn, the biggest name, holds the state record of 62 yards. Did that last year for Ward Melville. Both teams with good kickers. Charant, nowhere to throw, so he tried to run it. Did not get back to the line of scrimmage.
EI secondary doing a very nice job, because Charant has had the time to throw the football, but the secondary coverage has been very good. Well, if they gave frequent flyer mileage for pacing the sideline, Sal Ciampi would be able to fly for free for the rest of his life.
Third and 9 for West Islip. They try to surprise the Redmen by going right up the middle. And once again, West Islip forced to punt.
And again, it will be field position playing the factor. EI should get good field position out of this.
Monkey's kick is taken by Strazzeri.
Strazzeri picks it up at the 20. And we've got some flags. Strazzeri's down the sideline. This will come back, though.
Yeah, that was a clipping penalty against EI. It was an obvious clip. So much for the field position. Strazzeri made a mistake that time, Walt. He should have fielded that ball on a fly. thought the coverage was better than it was, so he let the ball bounce. And then we got not one, not two, 3 flags in there.
A green and yellow field. Look at those numbers.
That 51-yard field goal came against the win against Bellport. Talk about having a totally offensive game. Mike Strazzeri scored all the points in that football game. Caught a touchdown pass, kicked the extra point, and then kicked 2 field goals. 13-0 East Islip wins.
Virtually did the same thing in the 17-0 win against Bayshore in the season opener.
You talk about being the offense. That is being the offense.
Banner there for Jamie Delgado. Wears number 73 for West Islip. Starting center, linebacker. Strazzeri got a couple of yards. Ball's on the 15. We're at the end of one. League 3 championship on the line. Redmond with a 3-0 lead. Formation. Bobby Kane, the up back. Strazzeri now goes in motion. To give is to Kane. Fights for a couple of yards. Number 52, of course, Steve Maletti. Went down with a knee injury 2 weeks ago. Leader on the defense, and now in his honor, Pat Rawl, you saw on the back of his heels.
Take a look at the West Islip defense and what they're doing. They have not allowed more than 7 points in one football game all season long. Pretty good after 5 games.
Ferry wanted Kevin Young overthrown. Ferry's been high on his passes, Mike.
Yeah, we've gone 1 quarter and neither team has completed a pass.
Familiar sight. Punting team jogging onto the field to both sides. Strazzeri in punt formation. Back deep, the lone back. Pat Wallace. Wallace standing on his own 45. Low kick, Wallace takes it at midfield. Wallace wants to get outside, taken down by Steve Schwartz and Tom Costarelli.
22, Steve Schwartz.
Mike, you go back to the Whitman game, 4 quarters there. Then in the second half against Central Islip, 2 more quarters. So now West Islip, though they're 5-0, has not scored a touchdown in the last 7 quarters. Let's check in with Jimmy Cavallo.
You guys might notice some extra large footprints on the field, and they belong to none other than Vin Lavera, the special guy right here, size 18 sneaker. You'll see Vin come in, 6'5", 295 pounds, short yardage situations. Back to Walt and Mike.
With the stick, Bobby Kane. Went helmet to helmet with Pat Wallace. And Wallace dropped after a yard gain. Ball's on the 40.
Well, good field position here for West Islip. Ball at the 40-yard line. Remember, they have an outstanding junior kicker in Skip Thomas.
On the option, Charant pitches to Wallace. Pat puts his head down, tried to turn upfield. Waiting for him, though, Mike Johnstone and John O'Connell.
East Islip played that extremely well, Walt. It's tough to defend the option, but East Islip played that well. They waited and waited until Simeon Charant pitched the football to Wallace, and then they just closed in. Well, the Lions have a lot of stuff in their helmet.
Logos, numbers. Like Ohio State. Charant. Good coverage. Charant puts it away. Gets down to the 35. I believe he will be short. He got inside the 35, needed to get to the 32 for a first down. East Islip secondary doing the job.
Yep, and decision time for head coach Wayne Charron. Should he be short on fourth down? It's a long field goal. It's about a 50-yard field goal, but as I said at the top of the telecast, Skip Thomas is booming him. I mean, he's booming him in practice.
You mentioned 50 yards. Thomas hit the game winner from 32 yards out last week against Whitman. Wayne Charron said it easily would have been good from 50. They got a long way to go for a first.
Yep. Okay, Coach, you were about to ask me the same question, so I beat you to it.
Well, I'd be spotted on the field. Would be just about a 50-yarder.
What would you do? Would you go
try it? I don't think the wind is a factor. Both kickers were kicking good before the game, but it looks as if West Islip's going to go for it.
I would go for it.
Sure, you say that now when the quarterback's in the huddle. Way to go out on a limb, Mike.
That's why I asked you first.
All right, here we go. Fourth and about 2 feet. At first he didn't have it, then he got it. Wallace hit a wall, slid to the side, ducked in for the first down.
Well, we saw 2 weeks ago when West Islip played Central Islip that Wayne Charron is not afraid to gamble. Remember, at the end of the first half in that game, as we look at the play again, West Islip had the ball at about their own 25-yard line. As the clock was winding down, most teams would fall on the ball. Wayne said, let's run a post. You go in the flat, let's run a post.
First and 10 at the East Islip 30. Best field position of the day for the Lions. Pat Wallace finds a hole. The quick feet of Pat Wallace picks up 9 yards. In fact, he nearly had a first down.
The last couple of weeks, Wallace has had some fumbling problems. He's fumbled the ball 5 times in the last couple of weeks, and that time he ran the ball confidently, holding the ball in one hand, not worrying about the fumbling. And Pat Wallace is going to have to run confident. As you look at Skip Thomas on the sidelines, and there is Pat, averaging 127 yards a game.
Go Lions and go my former coach, Wayne Charron.
Second and short. Ball just outside the East Islip 20.
And Wayne wants another timeout.
Second one for the Lions here in the first half. Still 8:27 remaining. Well, this is a place where you could gamble, Mike.
Yeah, second down in one situation. You might want to go up top.
They are well within Skip Thomas's range now, should it come down to a field goal.
Well, so much of kicking is mental. Skip was booming him in practice, 40, 45 yards away. It's what happens when you get on the field. I also asked Wayne Charron before the game, we're standing and watching Skip kick the football, and said, does he have any superstitions? He said, no. Most kickers have superstitions.
Thomas was hurt a couple of weeks ago, had a bit of a leg injury. It was a little shaky for a week or two, but then Wayne said last week he hit the field goals against Whitman, and that's really boosted his confidence level. I want to see a touchdown, and I want to see it now.
That's Look Who's Talking 3.
Wallace, he didn't get much, but he didn't need much. He's got another West Islip first down.
Stacked up on the middle. First and 10, just shy of the point.
some of the fans here at West Islip. This place is packed. And East Islip brought a lot of people on the far sidelines. They've been making some noise throughout this first half.
High formation, give to Wallace. Tries to slide inside, gets a couple of yards. At the bottom of the pile, Bobby Kane.
2 or 3 yards. Ball down to 17, gain about 2 seconds.
Wallace looked like he was limping a bit there.
Yeah.
As he came out of the pack.
Lions can ill afford to lose him.
In motion, Wallace. Give is to Tommy Powers. Chipping and chipping away. Ball now down at the 15, which brings up a 3rd and 6.
Powers and Rawl alternated the fullback position for West Islip.
You got to look at John O'Connell.
3rd down at about 6 for West Islip.
John, the nose guard, was the catcher on the state championship baseball team.
And a converted fullback.
West Islip thus far 0 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. Powers. And he'll be well short. Field goal team jogs onto the field.
I was a little surprised they didn't give the ball to Wallace.
Ball's on the 15, now it makes this a 32-yard.
Powers got a yard.
Field goal. 32-yard field goal.
Thomas lining up the field goal attempt from the 22, so it'll be a 32-yard attempt. Chip Jankow does the holding.
So Sal leaning on in the picture.
Well, it's got plenty of distance, and it's got the direction. We're tied. 6:03 remaining in the second quarter.
This game is running exactly true to form. Running football, kicking field goals. Let's get good field position. If this was wrestling, people would think it was scripted.
See in the paper tomorrow, you know. You got Strazzeri's name and Skip Thomas's name.
Strazzeri from 47 yards.
Strazzeri Redmond, Thomas Lyons. 6'6", 9'9".
Skip Thomas will be kicking to number 22, Steve Schwartz, number 27, Mark Strazzeri.
The men responsible for the points will touch the ball here. Thomas will kick off, and Strazzeri, who has the EI field goal, will receive. Or it might be Steve Schwartz. Schwartz has it. Schwartz up the middle, out to the 20, down at the 30-yard line.
Tackled by number 15, Chip Jankow, number 65, Matt Carpenter. He gets it out to the 30-yard line, 20-yard line. First and 10, Redmond on their own 30-yard.
You know, Skip Thomas might be kicking the football away from Mike Strazzeri, but against North Babylon earlier in the season, Steve Schwartz ran one back 85 yards on a kickoff. So a double threat for East Islip back there.
Full house backfield for the Redmen. Give us to Strazzeri. That looked like a little Johnny on the pony there. West Islip Lions jumping on top of the pile. Andy Pupke, number 33, and on the stop.
No gain on the play. Second and 10 for the Redmen.
Redmond faced with a 2nd and 10. Strazzeri. That time the pile moved out to the 36-yard line. Make it to 37.
Number 73, Jamie Delgado.
East Islip faced with a 3rd and 5. What doesn't he do?
He doesn't drive the team bus.
Doesn't stand on the sideline either. Virtually in on every single play of the game. A workhorse plus. Cesare on the option, looking long for Kevin Young. Wallace in coverage.
Did we list quarterback down on that as well?
Brings up 4th and 5 for the Redmen from their own.
Credit Pat Wallace staying step for step with Kevin Young.
Yeah, the Lions read this. And there are 2 players back there.
Dennis Finnegan came over to help out. Cesare to punt. Wallace to receive. Cesare puts it away from Wallace toward the sideline.
Cesare's big guys on the west side.
And the Lions will start at their own 32.
The 30-yard punt. West Islip will have the ball for 10 or
So far, Mike, this has been a 60-yard field between the 20s.
See what West Islip can do with the football here. Trying to get Pat Wallace back involved in the offense.
Pat Roll, the up back, passing on first down. Tony Figueroa pulls it in. Steve Diamikis on the tackle.
Just shy of the 43. That's
Nice throw by Simeon Charant, a very safe throw. Tough to intercept that kind of pass. We look at it again, Simeon rolling right and throwing toward the sidelines.
You mentioned that type of pass, Mike. We saw Ferry throw a couple of those. He threw it out of bounds, but that's the only option a coach will tell you. Either complete it or throw it way out of bounds. Don't let the corner step up. Otherwise, it's 6 the other way. They measure and get the first down.
There is Sal Ciampi on the sidelines, graduate of Lawrence High School, won the Thorpe Award there, then went on to star as an offensive guard at Purdue, blocking for some guy that played, I don't know, in the NFL for a while, on the Dolphins. The guy with the glasses.
Talk about undefeated teams. Bob Greasy, of course, Purdue quarterback when Sal was in college. First and 10 at the West Islip 43. Rawl on the pitch. Rawl turns it upfield. Ridden out of bounds by Straseri. Let's check in with Jimmy Cavallo.
Okay, thank you, Walter. You know, it's really something to see this West Islip defense playing so well. 2 weeks ago, they lost their heart and soul. Leading tackle last year and this year, Steve Maletti. I know Steve is hoping to go on with his football career after some rehab. Steve, I know the guys kind of made it easier to come see you in the hospital.
You know, it was hard to say. The doctor told me I can't play the rest of the season. But, you know, 2 days in the hospital, the guys, they came down. They're like, we know you can do it, Maletti. You're going to be back on the football field because I know you can work hard. And it was just the best thing I can hear, you know. It just made me really happy.
All right. Steve Maletti vows he will be back on the field. Back up to Walt and Mike.
Gains another 4 yards. Brings up 32. 32
We're now at 3rd and 2 for the Lions. That's a big loss. Their top player, you mentioned, Mike, that you lose a player emotionally, a player like Maletti. You can always replace him physically, but what he meant to this team on the defensive side of the ball. 3:12 remaining, first half, tied at 3. Wallace hits the hole and gets the first down.
Well, Patrick Wallace ran with authority that time, exploding through the hole.
Joe Akista checks in with the play.
Take a look at it again. Nice hole opened up on that right side of the West Islip offensive line. Mark Carlos and Joe Fenlon.
On the option, Charant. Charant gets it down to the 34-yard line. Nice fake, Simeon Charant.
And a nice block by Patrick Wallace to allow Charant to cut back inside and gain a couple of more yards. Look at it again. Watch number 43 right there. Great block. Blocking Kevin Young, number 23. See if Wayne gambles a little bit here.
On the counter. Lions catch a break.
Well, that was halfway in between a handoff and a pitch.
And you know what that equals? A fumble.
It was a hitch.
Just one turnover thus far. The Strazzeri interception.
Well, now it's 3rd down and 5. Ball at the 36-yard line, so we're talking about a 53-yard field goal. See, in these type of games with the kickers we have, to think in terms of that, even though you're on the 36-yard line, normally in high school football, you're not thinking field goal.
Charant looking down the middle for Steve Narada.
Wow, he threw into 3. Triple coverage on that play. There was 1 blue jersey down there and about 3 red jerseys. No chance of completing that pass. Now it's 4th down and 5, and West Islip will use their 3rd timeout. Well, 53 yards away. Try for a field goal.
1:22 remaining. Let's see if we can hear Wayne Charant.
Fig! Hey, someone's with some water. Here's a little. Do this. Goose is left. Oh, you got it, you got it. Goose is left. Sprint out of 1. Throw back. Look for Figs. Okay. Now, you split again and run the out. Now, Rody, you do exactly what Coach Simeon said. Break your out, you know, they're playing the out. You break it a little sooner. You got a whole block. Yeah, yes, play a little bit. Now listen, no, you're looking underneath, over the linebackers. Okay. Don, we got a good block over here, okay? Here we go. Goose is left. Sprint out at 1.
One of the things you love about high school football. Did you see Bruce Coslett or Ray Hanley running onto the field? Telling Jeff Hostetler what to do?
Key play of the game.
Last time they played, a key play right here. For the division championship, Jimmy White, official said he stepped out of bounds. This was late in the 4th quarter. Redmond leading 7-3. West Islip going for the touchdown, not to be picked off, and East Islip preserved the victory. That was the last time these two teams played. This is again for the division championship at East Islip High School. That was back in 1988. 1991 league championship on the line. Charant over the middle, picked off Costarelli. Costarelli back to the 33-yard line.
You saw on that play, Walt, that when Simeon Charant went back to pass, he slipped a little bit. The field is a little slick. Second interception and second turnover of the football game, both by West Islip.
Well, if Sal wants, he's got a chance to gamble. 59 seconds remaining. In motion, Frank Lavero. Give us to Strazzeri. Strazzeri down the sideline.
Strazzeri on a tackle.
Mike Strazzeri takes it into West Islip territory. Down to the Lions 45.
Nice play, Mike Seward, to save a touchdown on that play. Otherwise, Strazzeri is going to go down the sidelines. Sal's looking to run out the clock, also giving it to his best player to see what he can do, and it works. And you see number 17 stepping up, Mike Seward, to make the touchdown-saving tackle because Trezeri might have been down the sidelines for a touchdown. Now, with the clock stopped, 46 seconds left, South Champion's got 2 timeouts. He's got one of the best field goal kickers in the county. An opportunity here to tack on another 3 points before halftime.
We mentioned temperature in the 70s. Wind really not a factor as far as direction because there's maybe a slight breeze at best. So regardless of what side of the field the teams are kicking from.
Got a glimpse of Wayne Sharon on the sidelines. Both of these coaches rely so much on emotion. So many different techniques in coaching a football team. These two are emotional coaches, trying to get the most out of their players. There's some coaches that are just tacticians, just have the X's and O's types of smarts. These two get down with their players and try to motivate them to play a little above their heads.
You saw what Mike Seward means to this team. Leads the Lions in tackles. 1st and 10 at the Lions 45. Ferry dumps it over the middle for Mike Johnstone. Tommy Powers right there. No gain on the play.
Another quick timeout for EI. 37 seconds left.
37 seconds remaining in the first half. We're tied at 3.
A commitment to intellect.
To set the stage once again, East Islip has the ball. 2nd and 9 at the West Islip 43-yard line. 37 seconds remaining, first half. We're tied at 3. Keith Ferry, right side for Kevin Young. Young near a first down.
I think he's a little short, Walt, on the far sidelines. So now it is a 3rd down and 1. More importantly, it does stop the clock. So East Islip does not have to use their final timeout.
Keep in mind, in the first quarter, Struzeri now 1 from 47. Charlie de Blasio bust through, takes Steve Schwartz down for a loss. Big play, Charlie de Blasio.
Big defensive stand by West Islip. Now East Islip has to use their last timeout with 28 seconds left. Ball is resting at the 35-yard line, so we're talking about a 52-yard kick. Remember, Struzeri has hit one from 51. It's an ideal day to kick the football, Walt.
The one he kicked in the first quarter was good from 47. It was barely good. It hit the crossbar and snuck over. What do you do, Mike? Give him a shot?
I give him a chance to kick the field goal. He's got the tee out there, so it looks like that's what they're going to do. It's a no-lose situation.
Like we said, a slight breeze. Get the indication from the flag. Struzeri puts the tee down at the 42. It will be a 52-yard attempt. Gotta love it. And we got a flag.
West Islip jumped off sides. Question is, were the Lions drawn off? If it's a penalty against West Islip, it's an automatic first down for EI. No, false start against the Redmen. Well, that hurts. Now we're talking about a 57-yard field goal. Makes a bit of a difference. Evidently the Redmen moved. They drew off West Islip. Now, Sal Ciampi is going to go for it.
Strazzeri's got a tee in his hand. What did you say the East Islip record was?
East Islip record is 53 yards by Don McCauley.
Will it stand up?
Yes. Not a bad kick, though. That's a 50-yard kick.
All things considered, Mike, not a bad choice because neither team, obviously, look at the scoreboard, has done much offensively in moving the ball.
Well, that gives you just a little bit an idea of how confident he is. And of course, the rule in high school football is the ball goes back to the 20-yard line on kicks. So it works really just like a punt.
Punt that lands in the end zone. De Blasio made the big stop.
And it's less of a risk than a punt. Punt can be run back for a touchdown. Punt can be blocked. Bad snap and whatnot. So a good decision by Sal Ciampi. And I tell you what, Walt, if Wayne Sharon throws the football, I'm going to leave.
Wallace on the carry.
Wallace
About 1.
gets 2 yards. So it looks as if we will go into halftime with a 3-3 tie. 11 seconds remain.
He will not gamble at his own 20-yard line with 20 or so seconds left, tied 3-3 against East Islip.
And we have come to the end of the first half. With the League 3 championship on the line, we're dead even. Islip High School homecoming 91. West Islip Lions marching band on the field. Like, you look at the scoreboard, you say, yeah, 3-3, not too much happened. But then you think, we've got high school kickers trying 47, 57-yard field goals. There is action.
This game is really just how it really was intended to be playing from the start of the football game.
I was going to say, as far as turnovers, nothing critical. Sharon threw a couple of interceptions, one that did lead to the one field goal for East Islip, but other than that, a pretty clean first half.
Not that many penalties, but perhaps the biggest penalty of the half took place at the very end. East Islip with a motion penalty. False start, 5 yards, they back up. Now, Strazzeri's kick was about 50 yards. The question is, would it have made it from 52? I don't know. We'll never know because it didn't happen. But it was an impressive kick from 57 yards away. And, you know, Don McCauley is saying to himself, well, still got the record.
He breathed a sigh of relief. That is the West Islip Lions show band. Not the marching band now, the show band. They were out here early, hours before the game, setting up their equipment. Lionettes doing a little celebration. And as we watch the marching band on the field, let's check in down on the sidelines with Jimmy Cavallo.
All right, thank you, Walter. As the sideline band plays a little celebration, I'm standing here with Kevin Doolittle, who is the band director. And Kev, we got a war of a ball game going on, but you have an army of a band out there, 212 members. What does it take to put together a band like that?
Well, it takes a lot of time after school and during school to coordinate 212. It also takes a lot of support from our elementaries and junior high instructors, because we just don't get 212 when they get to the high school. It's a total program from elementaries and junior highs, and when we get them, we try to do the best we can with them.
Well, with 212 kids out there, how do you keep everybody in sync?
Good question. Well, what we do is we write a drill, and the kids are handed a drill in the summer and handed music, and we come out here and we work it every day. And by the time they're performing, they know where they're going and what they're playing.
Why don't you run us through exactly what's going on out in the field right now?
Well, right now we're featuring the West Islip Lionettes, and with a new group that we're premiering this year called the West Islip Show Band. And it was a concept that I started in the summer, and we're featuring music, top 40 music, same things you would hear at if you went to a wedding or that sort. And it lends itself to good dance tunes.
All right, well, the band plays on. Let's send it back up to Walt and Mike.
Dancing the afternoon away. We are tied at 3 at halftime. League 3 championship on the line. Are complete. Teams are back on the field. We're moments away from the start of the third quarter, and with that, let's check in with Jimmy Cavallo.
Okay, Wayne Sharon, head coach, West Islip. Wayne, your defense was really there for you in the first half.
Yeah, this is no different than what we expected. You know, we've played year after year, and it's a tough defensive ball game. Team that makes the less mistakes is going to win this game.
You did have a couple mistakes in the first half, a couple turnovers hurt. You could have punched a couple points in.
Yeah, well, we have to eliminate that. First half is behind us, second half is here. We got to win the ball game.
You get the feeling a tight game like this, one good drive could win it?
One good drive, 3 points, mistake, fumble, interception, whatever, yeah.
Okay, good luck to you. Wayne Sharon, head coach, West Islip. 3-3, locked up at the half. Should be a war in the second one. Back up to Walt and Mike.
Mike, from what Wayne said, you get the impression this game will be decided in the last few minutes.
Well, the last couple of games between East Islip and West Islip have come down to the last seconds. No game has been more than 3 points in the 1980s. They played to a 0-0 tie in 1980. Take a look at some of the halftime stats. Patrick Wallace, 10 carries for 33 yards. His counterpart, Mike Strazzeri, pretty similar, 9 carries, 44 yards. Total yards for both teams, 77-74. The stats, again, indicative of the score.
Neither team able to pass. In fact, we've had more field goals than completions in the first half. You see Charant 1 for 7. Ferry 0 for 7. Definitely a defensive game, but that's what everyone expected. Boys, you may or may not hear time to time in the background Steve Lenowitz in the booth with us this afternoon, working the public address. Steve, the basketball coach of the West Islip Lions varsity team. Tony Molino, the timekeeper for today's game. Captains going on to the field. West Islip will receive. They won the toss, then deferred.
And Walt, they are throwing candy again into the stands.
At Longwood, I believe we got Tootsie Rolls and Patchogue M&Ms.
It is near Halloween, so.
See a lot of orange and black candy. Some candy corn. Get a look at some of the people that are attending this football game.
West Islip has a very unique stands setup. Most of the stands go back 10, 15, 20 rows. West Islip is just the opposite. They go with the rectangular theory. Long.
You see the stands go nearly the length of the field. Same is true on the other side.
That's got to be the largest visiting sidelines in the county.
Sure.
And East Islip has brought some people to fill that sideline too.
Didn't have far to travel. Hop in your car, take Montauk Highway, cross down.
Most of the fields throughout Suffolk County, there are about 5 or 6 chairs on the other sidelines, and that's what they give the opposing teams, but not
here. And sometimes that's all the opposing team needs.
That's true. And you can bet if this game was played at East Islip, we'd get the same West Islip people going to the East Islip game.
Pat Wallace back deep, set to receive the second half kickoff. Also back deep, Steve Naroda. Mike Strazzeri set to kick off. Wallace takes it in the end zone, automatic touchback. Lions will start from the 20.
60-yard kickoff.
Strazzeri's foot not just having an effect on the scoreboard, but also in relationship to field position. First and 10 from the 20. Backfield will set for you to start the second half. In the slot, Pat Rawl. The give is to Pat Wallace. Wallace follows his blocking. Got behind big Jason Cohn. Found a hole. Gained 5 yards. You see Tony Figueroa checking in with the play.
Well, Simmons got to give Rawl a chance.
Figs, as Wayne Sharon called him earlier in the game. See what Wayne Sharon's team has done. Seen in the last couple of weeks, their offense has gone a little backwards.
That first game was a big win, though it was a non-league game, beating Patchogue Medford. We saw what Patchogue Medford can do. Last week, they posted a win over Floyd.
Again, another third down conversion opportunity for West Islip. And in that first half, just 1 of 8 on third down conversions.
3rd and 5. Sharon left side for Wallace. Right through his arms.
Well, that did go right through Patrick Wallace's hands. Not sure whether he would have gotten the first down or not. He was very close to the marker. You see Mike Strazzeri back to receive the kick, and East Islip will get good field position. Strazzeri standing at his own 40.
Mike Johnstone also back deep. Andy Pupke lets it go. It bounces on the 42. Well, if we've seen a flaw in Strazzeri's game, and that's hard to find, but now twice this afternoon, he's let the punt bounce.
Yeah, he's got to field that ball on a fly. At worst, he has to fair catch it.
With the 11-yard bounce, ball is spotted on the East Islip 30-yard line.
Talking about 20 yards in field position if he fields the ball on a fly, rather than letting it bounce.
First play from scrimmage in the second half of the Redmond. We got a flag. Strazzeri carried right side, got nowhere.
Flag will be illegal motion against East Islip. Left side of that offensive line moved a little quickly.
Jamie Delgado and Jason Cohen were in on the stop.
Back up the Redmond 5 yards. Set up a 1st and 15. Now, we look at Wayne Sharon pacing on the sidelines. I see he's got those plays in his back pocket. I never see Wayne look at them.
It looks good.
He's got them all memorized, I'm sure. Never takes out that little flip chart.
Bobby Kane got the carry. Didn't get very far. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Kane tripped up. After a gain about 1 brings up.
Ball is on the 25.
Of course, Sal Ciampi, the head baseball coach as well, and a couple of two-way players, dual athletes. Ferry, Strazzeri, O'Connell, Johnstone, and Schwartz.
Strazzeri hurdles his way out to the 31-yard line, well short of a first down. Yeah, it's funny, Mike. Sal Ciampi, first and foremost, is known as maybe the best football coach in the county. But it could be argued that he's the best baseball coach, too. A number of county championships this past year, state championship.
And, of course, the most famous alumni Boomer Esiason,
who played both baseball and football, of course, at East Islip. Ferry on third down for Strozzeri. Strozzeri breaks a tackle, stumbles out to the 39-yard line.
It's going to be short of the first down, though, Walt, so it's going to be fourth down, and East Islip will have to punt the football. Of course, Boomer Esiason played here in East Islip 1978, went on to star at Maryland, and of course with the Bengals.
Wallace back to receive. Strozzeri lets it go from the 26. Redmond get a big bounce.
Smart play by Patrick Wallace because the ball went through his legs and the officials might have called that it touched him. So rather than just let the ball bounce, he did well to fall on that football.
It doesn't seem like a big play. It seems like the natural thing to do, but that's not the case. When you're a high school football player, you see the ball, you want to do something big. You want to pick it up and run with it. You want to make something happen. But that is the right play to make.
See the history behind the West Islip Lions. Wayne Sharon has been here for 11 years. 7 league championships. The Rutgers Trophy in 1985.
7:53 remaining third quarter. Give us to Rawl. Pat Rawl finds a seam. Rawl from his own 10 takes it out to the East Islip 25. Mike, I believe that may be our biggest run from scrimmage this afternoon. Let's check in with Jimmy Cavallo.
Take it easy. Okay, guys, you know, so many times the people in the stands, the 12th man, a tight game, we're going to need it. Let's hear it. Hey, back to you guys.
Dangerous down there. The official goes down on the far sideline along with Pat Wallace.
Number 23, Kevin Young.
On first down, Wallace was dropped for a loss. They'll mark it now at the 24, so it'll be 2nd and 11.
You got the 50-50 winner. The winner this week is A&F.
West Islip now with a 2nd down, 11 situation. Might see Simeon roll out here to the right.
On the option, in trouble. Steve Nyrota did the same thing Pat Wallace did. That's simply fall on that football.
Well, he rolled out to the right, but not the results that either of the Charants wanted on that particular play.
The ball has been a bit of a hot potato for West Islip. 2 interceptions and a number of fumbles, which they've all recovered, but 1 in the first half and now 2 here in the second.
Got a glimpse of the East Islip sidelines doing the tomahawk chop. Boy, and isn't that catching on.
Wallace right up the middle on 3rd and a country mile. Lions forced to punt. Pat Wallace set the single-season rushing record last year for West Islip. More than 1,150 yards.
Sorry, Walt, but the Redmen a little slow getting onto the field. I'm not sure they had all 11 players on the field.
Pupke out to midfield. Mike Johnston picks it up. Johnstone down to the 46-yard line. Thus far, Mike, both teams happy to fall back in receiving formation. Neither team trying to put pressure on either punter.
And we could be looking at a tie.
Getting to the point of the game, though, where someone maybe should gamble, just to loosen things up. Throw a bomb, throw one downfield.
Well, you saw Sal Ciampi in the first half do something like that on the halfback option play. As Mike Strazzeri gets about 3 yards. They tossed the ball to Strazzeri, and he tried a little trickery on that. Didn't work. West Islip read it very well. I think both coaches are waiting for an opportunity where it becomes less of a gamble. They don't want to go way out on a limb. Maybe when they're inside the 30 or the 35-yard line, as we look at what East Islip has done this season. You see the way they started things off. 3 shutouts. And you see their offense is getting better as the year goes on.
Strazzeri, right side, finds a hole out near a first down to the 38-yard line.
And we get a look at the X's and O's on the sidelines. Remember last week we saw the chalkboard. This week, we're going with the pen and paper method.
One of the keys of being a good assistant coach is having experience at Etch-a-Sketch when you're young. Spend a lot of game time drawing plays. Strazzeri has the first down as he's tackled down near the 35. He appears to have the first down.
Well, now East Islip's got the football at the 35-yard line with a first down as we wind down the third quarter with 4.5 left to go. Now might not be a bad time for Sal to open things up a little bit, although he just hasn't been successful throwing the football all afternoon long. I believe Keith Ferry, and this is unofficial, but I believe Keith Ferry has only completed 1 pass for 1 yard, and that was to Mike Johnstone in the first half.
Strazzeri, right side. That's 4 more yards. Redmond slowly chipping away now.
But I'm sure Sal is thinking on the far sidelines, if we go up 6-3 with another field goal here, that could be the final score. My defense is just that good. He might be thinking that.
Touchdown in a game like this is like 2 touchdowns. Inside, Frank Livero on the reverse. A bit of a wrinkle there, Mike, but you notice what both teams are doing, and in this case, East Islip with the ball, more or less staying between tackles. There, Livero on the reverse, but turned it right upfield.
We have not seen the wide pitches. West Islip has tried it a couple of times, and they fumbled.
And they might be hesitant to try it again after the fumble. In motion, Strazzeri. Right side, cuts it upfield, Strazzeri. Near the end zone, Strazzeri. Touchdown, Redmond.
28 yards for the East Islip touchdown. Strazzeri, 28 yards out. East Islip 9, West Islip 3.
28-yard run, Mike Strazzeri.
We look at it again, and Strazzeri just goes into the end zone. Nice hole opened up on the right side of the offensive line.
We were all faked out on that one.
Yeah, and the tomahawk chop begins again. Whoa, he missed it.
Mike Strazzeri.
Well.
Usually money in the bank. Misses the extra point. That could be big. Redmond with a 9-3 lead.
Well, that does 2 things. First, it allows West Islip to come back with a touchdown and an extra point to go ahead in the football game. What it also allows West Islip to do is to go for 2 field goals. They were down 10-3. Wayne Sherrill might not go for those 2 field goals, so then he'd lose the game 10-9. Now he's got the ability to do that.
.303 remaining in the third quarter.
Well, that is very unusual. Strazzeri, who has already kicked 1 field goal today, came close from 57. Misses an extra point, but Mike did score the touchdown. And Mike has scored all the points today.
That not uncommon. Did it against Bayshore. Belport. has 9 on the board today.
What's that commercial? I want to be like Mike. And then he kicks it 65 yards downfield and another touchback.
What he's done twice now in the second half is pin the Lions at their own 20-yard line.
Again, you talk about the field position in high school football. Most high school teams on the kickoff will concede. They'll give you the ball at the 30, 35-yard line, maybe even further. But now what it does for East Islip is it pins West Islip back at their own 20-yard line twice.
Give this to Wallace up the middle. Pat Wallace. Out to the 25-yard line.
Again, the winner of today's 50-50 is A&F.
It seems like the crowd is just waiting for Pat Wallace to break one. Just seems that they're just on the edge of their seat almost saying, okay, when is Wallace going to get us back in the football game?
Long time since the Lions scored a touchdown. Go back to the second quarter against Central Islip. That was 2 weeks ago. Beat Whitman last week on 2 field goals and a safety. Wallace wrapped up. Tommy Costarelli. Kevin Young. It was like they were in the huddle for that one.
Kevin Young made that play coming up to stop him dead in his tracks. Nice play, Kevin Young.
Something coaches around the county might want to keep in the back of their head. South Champions 5-0 Redmond. Mostly juniors, some sophomores. Very few seniors on this starting squad.
Well, on the defensive side of things, they've had 4 seniors, 6 juniors, and a sophomore. On the offensive side of things, just 3 seniors on your offense.
Charant, with a lot of time, now in trouble, finally gets it off. Crashing in. Keith Williams put Charant on the turf. Simeon had time though. Mike, I give the East Islip secondary a lot of credit. Charant's had time in the during the course of the game.
And again, we talk about the field position. East Islip will have good field position off the punt as Trezeri stands back at his own 45.
Pupke, high punt. Johnstone does the right thing. Redmond will start on their own 42.
Now that is a smart play by Johnstone. He saw a couple of West Islip people coming down at him. Wasn't going to advance it any further than where he stood, which is at the 43-yard line. So just a little fair catch as you look at Skip Thomas.
Come on, defense, let's go!
Pressure on the West Islip defense now. Ball at the East Islip 42. Redmond don't have to travel all that far to get in field goal range for Trezeri. And should that happen, it would take 2 scores to even things up. Trezeri right side. Trezeri turns the corner. And once again, it's Mike Seward who runs him out of bounds.
Trezeri's ability to get to the outside, helping him this afternoon. We look at it one more time from up top, and we see that it looks like he's got nothing. Notice he had 2 hands on the football, but then he's able to get to the outside, and he moves the ball to the right hand, and he gets close to an East Islip first down.
Let's check in with Jimmy Cavallo.
Okay, Walter, as you can see, Wayne Charant just called a timeout. He is extremely unhappy with his defense right now after that touchdown. The coaches on the West Islip sidelines, they are preaching, hey, they put the touchdown in, but they left the door wide open by missing that extra point. Let's take advantage of it. Back upstairs.
We heard Wayne say it at halftime. This game could come down to 1 mistake. Trezeri takes off for a 28-yard TD. And the 28-yard run, the longest run from scrimmage for either team.
I'll take one of those with a little cheese, thank you.
Last week we saw burgers at Patchogue. Week before, burgers at CI. Here, some chips.
Nachos. Redmond was short, so it'll be 2nd down and 1 Ball resting at about the 47-yard line. Well, what do you think? Gamble here? Middle of the field? 2nd and 1? Team has the momentum.
I don't think he'll gamble in the sense of a pass because East Islip has established a bit of a running game now. And I think Sal might stay with it until West Islip proves they can stop it. Like I said, they'll probably pass. Wide open, Mike Johnstone.
Nice call, Walt.
Johnstone is complete. Made by Mike Stewart, brings down the West Islip 30-yard.
Johnstone hauls it in at the 30-yard line. First completion of the day for Keith Ferry.
And he hits Mike Johnstone. And then Johnstone takes a little hit from Seward.
First and 10 on the 31-yard line.
1:10 remaining, third quarter. East Islip with the ball and a 6-point lead. Here's the play that scored the touchdown moments ago. Strazzeri.
Backed up by Cohen. Gained about a yard, brings up 2nd and 9.
Gets inside the 30. Ball will be marked at the 28-yard line.
Let's go, defense, let's go!
Steve Busa yelling on the sidelines. EI doing exactly what they want to, chewing up the clock, holding on to the football.
Strazzeri again, right side. This is starting to look like Southern Cal and student body right. Strazzeri right, Strazzeri right.
Play made by Jason Cohen, Mike Stewart.
Mike is a bit short of the first down, so it's 3rd and 2 for EI. And big number 70 comes in, Vin Lavera. Charant comes out, short yardage defense for West Islip.
And we have come to the end of 3 with the league championship on the line. The Redmen with the momentum. West Islip defense, Lions trail by 6 as we start the 4th quarter. East Islip deep in West Islip territory. Ball marked at the 22-yard line. 3rd and 2, Strazzeri has the first down. Taken down inside the 20.
And a first down for EI. And of course they are in Mike Strazzeri's range as we speak. Score for East Islip would be devastating.
The ball sits on the West Islip 18-yard line. Lone back, Bobby Kane. In motion, Strazzeri. Guess who gets it? Following the blocking, Keith Williams, Tommy Costarelli, Frank Lavero.
Well, it's a good thing there's no coach's box in football. Sal's about 10 yards onto the field right now on the far sidelines. Now he walks back. There's Sal. See, Sal's got one of those little things in his pocket too. Wonder if he looks at it during the game. I think when you go to coaching school, first thing they tell you is put a piece of cardboard in your back pocket.
It comes with the pants.
Oh, that's right. It comes with the pants. Okay.
Lavero on the counter. Gets stood up, but not till he gets down to the 15-yard line.
Little misdirection by East Islip.
At about 36 on the West Islip 15-yard line.
Now a 3rd down and 6 situation.
Mike, the fog is starting to roll in. We've had fog all week long here on the island. It's a little foggy right now. Lavero tries to turn the corner. Right there, Dennis Finnegan, Simeon Charant. Take away Frank Lavero's legs. No gain.
Now Simeon Charant made that play, stringing it out to the outside and not allowing Lavero to get the first down. And now we will see Strazzeri.
Ball marked on the 22. This will be a 32-yard attempt.
He's hit from 42, missed from 47, and missed an extra point.
A 6-point lead becomes a 9-point lead. Mike Strazzeri's second field goal to the afternoon puts the Redmen up 12-3.
So far here in the second half, Walt, it has come down basically to field position. Remember, West Islip has started both of their drives on the 20-yard line. EI has gotten the ball at the 30, they've gotten the ball at the 45-yard line, and have been able to move the football.
And the reason Lions have started at their 20 is because Mike Strazzeri has boomed it into the end zone on both the opening kickoff of the second half and after his 28-yard touchdown. Let's see what he does here. Wallace and Steve Naroda back deep, along with Pat Rawl. Kick comes to Rawl at the 5. Rawl, following his blockers, works his way out to the 27-yard line.
On the 5, he turns it out to about the 26, that's a return of 21 yards.
See Pat Walsh, talked about him before, 6'9", 260 pounds.
If Jack White can come up to the press box, please. Jack White, please.
Well, Wayne Charant is going to need his offense to get back in gear.
Charant keeps it himself. Simeon Charant appears to have a West Islip first down.
First down, West Islip.
Well, that helps on the first play.
Skulls, letters, numbers. Where's the helmet? First and 10 for the Lions at their own 38. In motion, Steve Narada. Wallace gets the carry. Crosses the 40.
Well, we've been talking all afternoon long about kicking. We've probably spent more time today talking about kicking than we have all season. Why not? We've got the two best kickers in the county, at least two of the top kickers. As you look at what Sal Ciampi has accomplished. An interesting story about Sal and kicking. You would think Sal, with all his accolades and all his stories, the first story he told me about kicking was about himself at Lawrence High School, telling me he kicked an extra point to beat Hempstead 7-6. He kicked the extra point.
Don't you wish we had film of that? Charant rolling out in trouble. John O'Connell right there.
And again, Walt, O'Connell gets the sack, but it's the East Islip secondary doing the job. Charant rolling out, had the time to throw the football, but it's the EI secondary. With the coverage, they've been really outstanding throughout the entire game. Strazzeri, Schwartz, Diamikis, and Kevin Young.
East Islip fans having fun now. They feel confident. They've got a 9-point lead. Still a ways to go, 7:50. But so far, Lions have not shown much as far as moving the ball.
Wayne Charant has called a second timeout here. What Wayne is trying to do, this is like a basketball timeout. You rarely see these type of timeouts in football, but what Wayne is trying to do is saying, look, it's 3rd and 15. We have 7:50 left. We're not going to get the ball that many more times. We need to make the most of our opportunities here.
One thing to keep in the back of your mind is that both these coaches know there's a good possibility that these teams could meet again come the playoffs. Playoffs start next week. 1988, teams met in the division championship. It's possible, should they win the next 2 weeks, both teams, that they would meet again for the division championship, and the winner there would go on to the large school county championship game.
Another factor to keep in mind is that both of these teams, regardless of who wins, will be home next week to start the playoffs.
First place team will play the fourth place team in League 4. Second place will play the third place team. On the screen, Pat Rawl needs a block. In trouble.
Schwartz makes the tackle, but Mike Johnstone made the play. He did not buy the fake, stayed with his man, which was Rawl out of the backfield, and Mike Johnstone was the one who made that play. Sal's still coaching.
Pupke in punt formation. Back deep, Strazzeri and Mike Johnstone. Strazzeri, ball bounces straight up.
See, in that situation, it was a good play by Strazzeri to let the ball bounce, because now the field position becomes secondary to holding on to the football. So in that situation, Strazzeri did the right thing in letting it go. If this score holds up, Walt, this 9-point win for EI, it'll be the largest margin of victory in about 15 years between these two schools, if I'm not mistaken. It may go back even further than that.
Imagine that, 9 points. Gives you an idea how close this rivalry has been. Strazzeri.
Before he even had the ball, you called it. That was good, Walt. One of the West Islip coaches with Pat Rawl on the sidelines.
Another reason the Redmen have the lead, Mike, excuse me, is no turnovers. Very, very clean football on the far sideline.
I think if Sal Ciampi had his way in football, the forward pass would be outlawed, and he would just stick with the on-the-ground stuff. He doesn't want to throw the football. Has nothing to do with his quarterback in this particular situation. He's just a run-oriented type of coach.
Strazzeri puts the shoulder down.
I mean, he's got Keith Ferry, who's a 2-year starter. Prior to Ferry, had a kid by the name of Joe Walton, now at Pittsburgh. Walton could throw the football, but you still couldn't convince Sal to throw the ball. At that time, when Walton was the quarterback, Sal had an outstanding running back in Joe Taramina. Sal seems to come up with these running backs that are not big on the field. Taramina, I believe, was 5'7", 5'8", 140, 150 pounds.
At the most.
But a very hard, aggressive runner.
Full house backfield. Strazzeri up the middle, lunges for the first down. And I believe he has it as he crosses the 45-yard line.
And again, one of the keys to the games, you see the referee there, Joe Grady, move the chains. That's all Sal wants to do.
Let's check in with Jimmy Cavallo.
Okay, Walter, thank you. You know, you look at this West Islip team. Here's a team that scored 65 points in its first 3 games. When it's in its last 11 quarters, entering this fourth quarter, no touchdowns. Back upstairs.
Penalty. This will go against, I believe, East Islip.
Yeah, illegal motion. But that's one thing Sal does not want. He does not want the clock to stop because of a penalty. It's the clock to keep going. 5:04 left to go. Just got a glimpse of Al Bertolone on the sidelines, former Sachem offensive coordinator.
Numbers for Strazzeri thus far this afternoon. 23 carries, 127 yards. And of course the big run in the third quarter, 28-yard touchdown.
And again, he's got all the points.
Ball at midfield. On 1st and 15.
You think of a halfback or a tailback, Walt, gaining over 100 yards. You think of the flashy 4.5, 4.6 type of runners. Struzari is not one of those backs. He's a very versatile, hard-working type of running back. And when was the last time the Hansen Award was won by a guy like Mike Struzari, who can kick, who can punt, who runs back kicks, who gets his 100 yards but earns the 100 yards? There are no 60, 70, 80-yard runs padding those stats.
Like you say, move the chains. Struzari busts through the middle.
It's an example, that type of run. He picks up 8, 9 yards, but they're hard yards. Going into the middle of the line of scrimmage.
And about 6.
Redmond now faced with a 3rd and 10.
Struzari is a typical blue-collar, hard-working, bring the lunch pail type of guy.
I was waiting for it.
How many cliches?
I was waiting for it.
How many cliches can you get in one thing?
It's on the tip of my tongue. Glad you said it.
That's a great seat. I was thinking of putting Cavallo up there at the start of the game.
Struzari on 3rd and long gets 2 yards.
Now, if Jimmy wants to be daring, he should climb up on that thing and do an interview with that cameraman.
Who is that man up there? In the cherry picker.
Come on, Jim. Show some guts. Climb up there.
Redmond in punt formation. Jimmy would find a way to get up there, too. Ball is on the...
Oh, absolutely.
45. Struzari punts from his own 45. Wallace lets it bounce, takes an EI bounce. And Lions are going to have a long way to go with little time if they're going to do anything. League 3 championship on the line. East Islip leading by 9, 2:48 remaining. East Islip, West Islip, Central, Whitman, Bellport. And the team that comes out with the league championship has done the job. Right now, Redmond looking good. Stepping in front of that pass intended for Tony Figueroa was Kevin Young, number 23. And that nearly iced the game.
So difficult to run your offense in this particular situation. You need to go downfield, but the defense knows that. They're playing 20 yards off the line of scrimmage. Talk about, again, well, I don't mean to harp on this, but it was one of the keys to the game for both teams. Field position. West Islip, they start at their own 20, their own 20, their own 27. Now they're stuck at their own 10, 11-yard line. It's really been the kicking of Struzari, the punting, the kicking off of Struzari that has really hurt West Islip in this football game.
And the East Islip defense. Charant looking long for Wallace.
Out of bounds. See a concerned Wayne Charant on the sidelines, and as you brought up earlier, Walt, in the second half, don't be surprised if EI and WI meet in the conference championship. And you would think that one of these two schools would be representing the combined League 3, League 4 when they play the combined League 1, League 2. Of course,
well, just one team definitely worth mentioning. At least one team is Copeg, the Copeg Eagles.
Undefeated,
racking up the points in League 4. Also a team to watch. Lions badly need a first down, and now must punt deep in their own end. 2:29 remaining.
Of course, Walt Fowler will straighten out the entire playoff situation on high school sports night, Monday evening.
At least try to. Hupke in his own end zone.
Oh, Andrew.
Struzari dropped.
I like
Tommy Powers.
I like what Andrew Pupke did on that play, Walt. We didn't see it because we were following the football, but after Pupke punted the football, Mike Johnstone came in and just nudged him a little bit. I mean, barely tapped him. And Pupke went down like he was just shot.
Looking for any edge they can get.
Yeah.
Give East Islip credit. Both teams came in 5-0. We mentioned at the top of the telecast, maybe West Islip had a bit of an emotional edge. Number one, playing at home. And number two, coming off the emotion of the injury to Steve Milletti, but being especially psyched. Maletti made a speech at the pep rally yesterday, and West Islip came flying onto the field, sky high.
And Wayne Sharon calls for time. I believe that is his final timeout. I think he has called 2 previous to this, so Wayne, I believe, is out of timeouts. Talking about the playoffs a little bit more, Walt. League 3, teams are scrambling. CI playing Bellport. I mean, North Babylon, with no wins going into the last week of the season, can make the playoffs with a win over Whitman. And of course, then the League 1 battles that are going on. Sachem playing Patchogue Medford. Patchogue Medford coming in undefeated. Sachem with that 1 loss to Smithtown. Right here on Cablevision. That game taking place as we speak.
A couple other big games this weekend. Connecticut playing Lindenhurst. League 2 championship implications. And Sayville playing Kings Park.
I'll tell you something about Lindenhurst. Lindenhurst's got a good squad this year under head coach Rich Biancanello. They got a nice running back in Jamie Maltese, quarterback by the name of Vin Fredericks. Bulldogs doing some nice things this year. And of course, Connecticut, boy, I tell you, if they could just outlaw that first game for Nick Massey, he'd be in business. His team has really come on after that first game. Nick was beaten by Comswag and beaten pretty soundly by Tom Cassise's team. And then has come back to win 4 straight league games. Nick's another one of those guys, one of those see you in November type guys. He doesn't want to talk to you for game 1 of the season. His team just gets better and better.
South champion, the Redmen, in business. 2 minutes remain. They have the ball in a 9-point lead. Strazzeri, right side. Lions are going to see this play in their sleep.
Talking, Walt, before about Sal Champy. In the last 6 years or so, I think we've done 3, 4, 5 East Islip games. Every time I walk out onto the field and ask Sal Champy how he is before a football game, it could be against nobody, or it could be against a West Islip on West Islip homecoming. He always says lousy. How you doing, Sal? Lousy.
It's just game face and game voice.
Oh,
it's just game voice.
Absolutely. How you doing, Sal? Lousy.
1:16 remaining from a League 3 championship for East Islip. Let's quickly check in with Jimmy Cavallo.
Okay, thanks, guys. You know, at every level of football, you hear coaches say defense wins championships. Well, you look at this East Islip team, and they got 11 red men on that defensive side of the ball who are hungry, and they just might make Champy's boys champions come playoff time. Back upstairs.
East Islip just worried about holding on to the football. Strazzeri appears to have a Redmond first down. 33-6 remain.
And Jimmy was talking about the East Islip defense. Redmond now, including this game, have given up 17 points in 6 football games. For those of you without a calculator, it's just 3 points per game. And now someone at home is going, no, it's 2.8. He's wrong.
Credit the Redmond fans on the far side. They've gotten away from the tomahawk shot. No singing chants of nah, 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 hey, hey, bye, bye. And with the first down, they realize now, Mike, the championship is theirs.
Well earned for Sal Champy's team. He's come in under a tough circumstance. West Islip homecoming, the big rivalry, East Islip, West Islip. There are 3,000 people here today. And his team has really played a fundamentally sound football team. No turnovers. 4 quarters, no turnovers, 3 points. You just can't ask for much more than that from a high school football team.
No team has yet been able to figure out the East Islip defense.
You know, and if you're Wayne Charant, you have to feel pretty good about your defense. Your defense only gives up 9 points. It's just your offense has been struggling.
This is it. League 3 championship belongs to the East Islip Redmen. as they come in to West Islip and pull away a 12-3 win to remain undefeated. Someone tell Sally won.
And you see both coaches shaking hands, Sal champion, Wayne Charant. They have tremendous respect for each other. Sal was telling me during the week, the thing he likes about League 3, the coaches in League 3, the Josephs and the John D. Clementis in the league. It's high respect, and Sal was singing the praises this week for Wayne Charant.
East Islip Redmond improved to 6-0 and will head into the playoffs as the top seed out of League 3. West Islip Lions will be the second seed out of League 3, but they too are playoff bound. The East Islip Redmen capture a 12-3 win over West Islip for the League 3 championship. And Sal, kind of what you expected, I guess, in a rough and tumble game.
Well, we expected them to be very tough and physical defensively, and they were. And it was really a tough fought game. We did nothing offensively the first half, and we were able to find just a little bit of something that we could do when we ran the ball and started giving the ball to Mike Strazzeri, and we were able to come out on top because he kicked a couple of field goals that helped us a lot too.
You stayed with Strazzeri in the second half, as you said. Did you ever think at any point in the game in the third quarter that maybe we should make a change?
No, not really. We've gone to him. We're not going to change our running backs. We're not going to change him. He's helped bring us where we are, and we feel that he's an outstanding ball player. But we'd stay with him until they stopped him, and then we'd have to go somewhere else. 5-0
league championship. What does this mean in the whole scheme of things?
Well, right now we're very happy. It's probably one of the toughest leagues I've ever coached in, from top to bottom. But now we start over and we go back and start the playoffs. And the way this league is, we may be playing these teams again. We may be playing teams in our leagues again.
For a guy who won a league championship, Sal, you're not smiling too much. You got to get some smiles out of you.
Well, I have to go back and go to work, watch this film, and then I'm going to a wedding tonight.
All right, it's your life. Enjoy the wedding.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations to winning head coach Sal Champy. And now the man who put all the points on the board, as he has done during the course of the year, Mike Strazzeri. Mike, you had a fantastic game. Just tell me a little about the touchdown run, because they were stopping you up until that point, then you busted one loose.
It was, they were starting to block really well, and then all of a sudden I just hit a gap, and I took off from there.
What about late in the game, after you've got the touchdown? Did you guys have a sense that, yes, we got the touchdown on the board, this game is ours?
Yes, we did. Once we got the points, we felt that all we had to do was stop them. We had all the momentum turned to our side.
Back in the first half, you had tried a 52-yard attempt. There was a penalty, went back to 57. Did you realize how far it was, a 57-yard attempt?
Yes, I did. Didn't think I was going to be able to make it, but I just tried as hard as I could.
What about when you made the 47-yarder? Get in here, don't run away from me. When you made the 47-yarder, when it went up, it came close, hit the crossbar. When it left your foot, did you think it was going?
Yeah, I felt pretty good when I kicked it, but I didn't realize it was that close. It hit the crossbar.
And you got your friends back here. Just tell me one thing. How far is East Islip going in these playoffs?
We're going all the way, baby. All the way, baby.
All right. We better get out of here. Getting dangerous around here. For Mike Settley, Jimmy Cavallo, and the entire Cablevision Long Island Sports Network, I'm Walt Fowler. Behind me, you have the League 3 champions, the East Islip Redmen. 12-3 winners this afternoon. We'll see you next time on Cablevision's Long Island Sports Network.